Today we're going to do a dish that blends two cultures, the Greek culture and Moroccan. I had a gentleman stop me the other day and asked me if I would ever do a video on lamb. And I said, of course. Of course, I always like to make people happy by answering questions. Today the way we're going to blend the two cultures is the cooking vessel we're going to use is a tagine. The tagine is a kind of a neat vessel because the way it's built here, it's self-basting. So when you put the product in here and you put it in the oven, as the liquid raises up, it drops back onto the product and bastes it. One of the things to remember about a tagine is when you put it in the oven, you're going to put it in a cold oven. This goes in the cold oven, you turn your oven on, and then as it heats up, the tagine heats up, and that way it keeps it from breaking. What we're going to do before we put it in there, we're going to get a Dutch oven here, and this we're going to put our herbs and things. In this dish, we're going to use a Vadalia onion, and if you haven't had Vadalia onions, they're ready right now and they're fabulous in a store. They're sweet. They're better than a regular onion. We're going to use a whole lemon. The lemon is going to go into the dish. We're going to use anise, and we talked about that the other day in the dish. We're going to use chicken broth, and the reason is lamb broth is a little too lamb forward, so chicken broth works a little bit better. We're going to use 6 cloves of garlic. We're going to use oregano, which I grow in my garden, which is awesome. We're going to do 2 sticks of cinnamon. We're going to do paprika, which gives it better color. We're going to do thyme, which is really very, very nice. Some salt, some pepper. This dish is going to be for the epicurean lemon dust, which we're going to toss the lamb in, and you'll see a little later. We're going to do carrots, which I grow in my garden. And one of the things to remember about carrots is the tops of the carrots here are actually very good for you. They have vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, and potassium. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this and add it to the dish, and it's really good for you. We're going to also do some potatoes and obviously the lamb. So I'll stop the video, we'll get a little things going, and then I'll start it over. Okay, we're back. The lamb has been cut up and all the vegetables have been prepped. One of the things about the lamb you want to remember is you need to have fatty lamb that has connective tissue. This is a leg of lamb. It's 1.5 pounds. That works very well for this recipe. And the reason you want connective tissue, when it's in the tagine cooking, it moisturizes it so well that if it isn't lamb that has some structure to it, it'll kind of fall apart. So we have the lamb here. What we're going to do is the epicurean lemon dust is going to be the first thing we put on the lamb. So we're going to sprinkle that over the lamb, and we're going to take our hands, which I use my hands a lot on these, and we're going to take and mix the lamb onto the dust. Now, once we get that all mixed up, we're going to take the herbs, we're going to blend the herbs over here, and we're going to take the herbs and put them on there next. And we want to put the epicurean dust lemon first so that it really penetrates the meat and gives you that lemony flavor, which a lot of Greek dishes have. So we kind of have that done. My hands are dirty, but I got to mix this in. So now we're going to do the paprika. We're going to put it in here. We're going to take the salt and pepper, which I've already done. We're going to drop it in here. We have some thyme. We're going to put that in there. And then we have the oregano, which is kind of cool. It grows in my garden. One thing nice about having a garden is like the carrots. I think I may have mentioned that they came out of my garden. So I got carrots, I have the greens, I've got oregano. Having a garden is kind of a cool thing. So anyway, so we got the herbs in here. What we're going to do is we're going to mix them up a little bit. So we kind of blend it. We're going to take a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to put a little olive oil, if I can get the lid off this thing. There we are. There we are. Just a touch of olive oil in there. And this olive oil is from the Perkins Ranch, which is a gentleman here in town, and he gave me the olive oil, and I use it all the time. I use it sparingly. I have other olive oil, but this stuff's really good. So anyway, mix this up with the olive oil in there. You get kind of a nice blend, as you can see. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that, do this. We're going to take the lamb. We're going to drop it into the bigger bowl. Take our lamb and get all the stuff that's dropped in here out of here. I'm going to take a little bit of my lemon or my chicken broth, pour it in there. That kind of works good as washer. Washes the herbs and everything. So then it goes in there. And what I'll do is I'll stop the video, and when I'm starting to braise, I'll put it back on. Okay, we're back. We're going to start with our lamb. We're going to brown the lamb a little bit, not cook it, but just brown it a little bit. So we're going to put that in our Dutch oven here, and it's already kind of warm. And we're going to kind of mix it up here a little bit. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a single layer on the bottom so that it browns. So that's all laid down there. And so what I'll do is I'll step aside, let it. As soon as the lamb gets browned, I'm going to remove the lamb. I'm going to add the onions. I'm going to wilt the onions down a little bit. One of the things about the Vadalia onions, they're very sweet. And because they have a lot of sugar, they brown really nicely. Sometimes when you're browning onions, you add a little salt to the onions, and the salt helps them brown. With Vadalias, you don't really need to do that. And if you haven't had a Vadalia, now's the time to buy them because they're coming off the farm, and they're really wonderful, really, really wonderful. In the recipe here, as the meat's browning, I'll kind of go, we've got 6 cloves of garlic, I said earlier. We've got 2 sticks of cinnamon. We have 1 lemon, as you can see, I've cut up. We have our anise. We have our tops of our carrots, we have our potatoes, and we have our carrots. After the lamb is browned, we'll remove the lamb. I'll deglaze the pan with the chicken stock. After I deglaze the pan, I will add the vegetables into there. I'll cook them just a little bit. I'll add the lamb, then it'll go into the tahini, and then I'll put the herbs and stuff on top of that. And with that, I'm going to stop, and we'll come back after I've done a little of this. Okay, the vegetables have been braised a bit, not cooked, but just kind of softened a bit. They're here. So you put the vegetables in first. Now we take our lamb and we put our lamb on top of the vegetables, like that. Then on top of this, we're going to take our garlic, our cinnamon sticks, our anise, kind of spread it out there, and it looks pretty before you cook it. We're going to take our carrots, toppings. Then lastly, we're going to take our lemon and just lay them across here. And as they cook, they're going to drizzle down and enhance the dish. Then what I'll do is I'll just take a picture of it going in the oven, because not too cool in the video there. You take the lid, you put the lid over, it's all ready to go. Now we'll take it to the oven. We'll turn the oven on at 300 degrees for about 1.5 to 2 hours.